Warning. Some EDH players may find this gameplay extra salty. Viewer discretion is advised. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to play a game with the EDHREC's top 100 saltiest Magic the Gathering cards? No? Yeah, that's probably the right answer, but we did. So we drafted the top 100 saltiest cards in EDH according to the community and made decks with them. Out of the 25 cards, we had to play at least 20 of them. Also, no other player could play one of the top 100 cards unless they drafted that card. We kept track of the order and who drafted each card so you can get an idea of the decks they can mush together. With that, let's check out the brackish brutes that will be leading our decks today. First, we have Ben playing Muldrotha the Gravetide. Ben took many of the black stacks pieces and really didn't have anyone else going for the Sultai color combination during the draft. Also, we somehow let him get both Demonic Consultation and Thassa's Oracle. Having access to Tainted Pact, Muldrotha with Mindslaver, Tiergrid or Notion Thief with a Windfall, those are all a few ways that he could get to victory. Ben's starting hand includes Cephalid Colosseum, Flooded Strand, Walking Ballista, Entomb, Vampiric Tutor, Phantasmal Image, and Nether Void. Second, we have Carlos playing Omnath Locus of Creation. Choosing Dockside first was a double-edged sword. If I hadn't, I could have gone solid Bant, but as it was, I was able to get Food Chain too, so I decided to play Food Chain Omnath with the creature-based stacks sub-theme. I had some Food Chain packages as well as a number of other creature-based combos to draw my deck and win the game. My starting hand includes Hallowed Fountain, Savannah, Enlightened Tutor, Ragavan Nimble Pilferer, Life from the Loam, Teferi's Protection, and Sun Titan. Third, we have John S. playing Jhoira of the Gitu. John knew the path he was taking from the beginning and planted his flag in that path with his first pick being Decree of Annihilation. From there, he did all he could to get the best destruction spells and huge creatures. This deck really hates lands and is not afraid to show it. He will typically win when he has an Eldrazi Titan or two, with opponents having nothing out in play. John's starting hand includes Darksteel Citadel, Misty Rainforest, Shivan Reef, Steam Vents, Gamble, Sol Ring, and Negate. Fourth, we have Jason playing Narset Enlightened Master. Jason, too, had decided pretty early which path he wanted to take. Focusing more on extra turns than on land destruction allowed him to really lean into a classic Narset path. He can essentially just loop extra turns with Narset, and has a few other amazing creatures to end things quickly. Jason's starting hand includes a Mountain, Crystal Vein, Jeweled Lotus, Flusterstorm, Izzet Signet, Misdirection, and Cataclysm mulligan to the bottom. Alright, let's play some Sour Soliferous Magic.
I'm going to turn this Flooded Strand into a blue-black land. I'll just do this while I'm at it. That's my land. I tap for black and Vampiric Tutor, and I'm done.
I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. I'm going to play a Verdant Catacombs. I will then sack my Verdant Catacombs, take a damage, and then I will get a red-green. I think that's a Taiga. Tapping for a red, and I'm going to play a Ragavan. I'll pass the turn.
Draw Darksteel Citadel, Sol Ring. Go ahead.
Raw Mountain, pass.
Untap, draw for turn. A Cephalid Colosseum for turn. And I'll tap it for a blue, which will give me for a life. And I will play a fish, pass the turn.
Untap, draw a card. I guess we just use El Monkey.
John has an Isochron Scepter and a Soul Talisman. Instead, I have Mana Crypt, Arcane Signet, I think.
Jason has Mana Crypt. Go get it.
That's very true.
John has Assault Monolith and Mind Stone.
All right. Yeah, Jason, I'll take you for 2.
That's
Ooh,
nice.
Perfect.
Can you play lands? It's a Tundra.
Let's say player cast.
Important part.
Nope, I can't do lands. It says cast.
Aha.
I'm going to play a Hollowed Fountain and take 2 damage. I'm going to play Mox Diamond and not pay the 4. And I'm discarding a Savannah.
I'll draw a card.
Red, blue, and 2 others with my treasure for Mr. Omnath. I will draw a card. Pass turn.
I'll untap and draw. I will take the first attempt at Salt. I'll crack him. Let's play back to basics.
No.
Go ahead, Jason.
Draw. I'm going to play Crystal Vein. I'm going to tap and crack it for 2 mana.
I was in such shock. You didn't pay for that, right? Done.
No, I did not.
Floating 2 with Crystal Vein. I'm going to play an Izzet Signet. I'm not paying for that one.
Draw.
And then I'll tap my Izzet Signet. Talisman Conviction. I'm not paying the 1. And I will pass.
So I will not untap. I have a
Anglerfish
upkeep, and I am going to pay for it. So I'll draw for turn. I'm going to discard a Phantasmal Image, and I'll discard Painted Aether. And with that, I'm done.
Well, I'm Oh, just kidding. Mox Diamond, though, is coming in clutch, so draw for turn. My most expensive card. That's a great one to draw.
You can punch John and get treasures with your monkey.
Yeah, we'll attack you for 6, John. Exile that top card. Oh, Basalt Monolith. Oh, if only I had mana.
Basalt Monolith, eh?
Get a treasure. Here's my secret tech, and I put this in here knowing we'd be getting into these situations. So here we go. A Life from the Loam. What?
Love it.
Choose these two.
Nice.
And then I will play a Verdant Catacombs as my land for turn. Crack it. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. So I'm going to gain 4.
You obviously did not pay for the Life of the Loam, right?
Nope. And then I'm going to go get a basic. What? But yeah, now I will get 4 mana, 1 of each color. I will use 1 of it to Enlighten Tutor.
So if you're not paying for it, I'll draw.
Sure, I'll pay for it. So yeah, I'm going to go get an artifact or enchantment to put on top. Carpet of Flowers. I'll pass.
Draw. I'll play a Shivan Reef for turn. I will cast a Gamble.
You paying for it?
Did you lose a life?
No, and I will. We will use one of these here fancy Kingdoms dice. We'll choose.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So Kingdom is a reroll. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. And it's Steam Vents.
Ooh, is that
It
the
was a red
red?
source.
Is that the red?
And then I will pass to Jason.
Untap, draw. Now we will play that island. I will play a Jeweled Lotus and give Ben a card. I'll crack them. This will make white. This will tap the signet. This will make colorless. And I'll cast my commander. I'll pass the turn.
I will not untap, but I will draw for turn.
Fish dice.
Yeah, I drew a lot of cards off that. I did draw a land, and it is the color I need. Comes in tapped. I will play Lotus Petal. I crack it for a green, and I'll play Crop Rotation, and I'm going to blow up my Lad Coliseum. I tapped my forest for a Manic Vault, and with that, I will pass.
Untap these specific things. Get this Carpet of Flowers into my hand. So I'll play Savannah. I'm going to send 4 at John and 2 at Ben. I'm not going to play my land.
You get a Mana Vortex.
Oh, cool. That can just stay in exile, and I'll get a treasure. I'm going to play now Carpet of Flowers, second main. I'll play Savannah, gain 4 life. Yeah, I'll pass the turn.
I'll not untap and draw. I am going to play a Isochron Scepter. I'll throw a negate. Land for turn. I'll follow Ben's example and play a Silver Bluff Bridge. Tapped. Maybe forever. Go ahead.
Untap, draw. Let's go to combat. Ben, I'm going to attack you. Narset trigger. Gonna exile top 4 cards in my library, and then I can cast any non-creature cards exiled this turn without paying their mana costs. It's gonna be Ravages of War, Mox Opal, Mystical Tutor, and Part the Water Veil. Floating 2 mana. I'm gonna cast Ravages of War.
I'll pay 3, a treasure. I'm going to attempt to cast Teferi's Protection.
I'll Flusterstorm it.
I'll float a blue and let Ravages resolve.
Play a Mox Opal. I'm gonna cast Part the Water Veil.
I'm gonna negate it with Off Scepter.
It's countered. And then I'll cast Mystical Tutor. I will put this card on top of my library. It's a Temporal Mastery. Pass the turn.
I will leave this end tapped. Draw card. I'm just gonna...
You don't mind playing an island? Okay.
Yeah, I will pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep, I'm going to dredge a Life from the Loam, Mana Drain, a Mountain, and a Polluted Delta. I'm going to send Omnath at John and Bragavan at Jason. And I'm going for a Life from the Loam cast, targeting 3 lands. We're going to do these 2 and a first. I will play a Polluted Delta as land for turn. Gained 4 life. I'll pass the turn.
I'll untap my artifacts. Draw. Command Tower. And I'll pass the turn.
Untap, draw. City of Brass. Let's go to combat. John, you're being attacked.
I'll take 3.
I got an attack trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll Chrome Mox. I'm gonna exile Rite of Flame, cast Narset, and then I'm gonna cast Chain of Vapor targeting Isochron Scepter. You're gonna counter it.
Yeah.
I'll reveal this one, put it into my hand, put the rest in the bottom of my library in any order. I will be done after that.
Doctor, in a million years, am I gonna have 2 blue? So counter spell. With that, I'll pass.
Draw for turn. First, play Verdant Catacombs, gaining 4 life. Now I will send 4 at Narset, and then 2 at... Let's make it Ben.
So I'll
Okay,
take 2.
you exile the top card.
Force
Ooh,
of
Force of
Vigor.
Vigor.
Ooh.
I'm gonna do the Delta and get an basic island. I got one of each of these. I'm gonna use a white, the 4 and these 2 for Sun Titan. Get a fetch land. That does trigger Omnath though. 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker I don't control.
I'm gonna die.
That's great.
I'm gonna pass.
I'll untap my Soul Ring and Scepter and draw.
Pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I've got to attack John first. Attack trigger on Narset.
Yeah, I'll take 3.
Thanks for
1,
following.
2, 3.
Yeah. Dang
Four.
it.
First strike damage. I'll hit Ben for 3, and then I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a damage off City of Brass. I'm gonna cast Savage Beating, which can only be cast during combat, and I'm gonna choose its second mode, where I get to untap all creatures I control after this phase, and there's an additional combat phase. We'll get a Savage Beating, and then go to second attacks. I'll attack you, Ben, for another 3. Another Narset trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whiffed on the last one. World at War. After the first post-combat main phase this turn, there's additional combat phase followed by additional main phase. So I'm going to go ahead and do these. 1 extra combat off of World at War. It does have Rebound. And then Seize the Day does an additional combat. That has Flashback. Capture of the Jing Zhao has an additional turn.
I'll counter capture.
I will Fierce Guardianship it. Attacking Ben with the Narset.
I'll take another 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It looks like World of War doesn't activate because you didn't cast from your hand.
That's 100% correct, so thank you. Cast all these rocks. I'm going to go ahead and tutor now.
Well, actually, though, this goes to your hand.
Has to be a sorcery. So I'll get Karn's Temporal Sundering. Play a land for a turn. It is a plateau. This is in my hand. This is graveyard. And let's untap. City of Brass stays tapped. Keep, draw. I'm going to play a Volcanic Island as land for turn. And let's go 6. And we'll go ahead and cast Karn's Temporal Sundering right now. And I'm going to target myself with the extra turn and target Sun Titan with the return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And then this is Exiled and Resolution. Return. I'm going to attack
She
Carlos.
has hexproof.
Attack trigger. Yes. 2, 3, 4. So you'll take 3 commander damage. Post combat, I'll cast Reconnaissance, Mass Hysteria, Fury of the Horde, and then I'll cast Long-Term Plans. And I get to search my library for a card. Put that card third from the top. And second attack, hit Carlos. Trigger, walk, Aeons. Minotaur's Augury. Get an extra turn. Augury. We'll go ahead and cast now. At top 8 cards, I get a land out of those first, and then I get to play 1 card of each major card type. Elishnorn, Alrund's Epiphany. So I'll get an extra turn, so that's 3 extra turns now. Mystic Remora, and a Mana Vault. This is Exiled and Resolution. Let's exile Seize the Day. Flash it back, tapping these lands. I take a damage off of Mana Confluence. I'm going to send Elishnorn and the 2 birds towards Ben, and then Narset at Carlos. So that'll be 5 from Narset, and then from Ben it'll be a total of 10. Minotaur's Augury does not exile in Resolution. Trigger from Narset. 1, 2, 4. Exile the land. I'll go ahead and play LED. I'll cast Silence.
I'm responding to silence. Salt Sack, Polluted Delta, Island, and I'll Chain of Vapor your Elishnorn.
This is post-attack phase?
Just did all your Narset stuff.
Oh, I guess it was just LED. I'm probably not going to cast Sunder. And then in response to Silence, Misdirection, exiling a blue card from my hand instead, playing its mana cost. I'll target my LED.
Ben, do you have any responses?
I have nothing.
John?
Got nothing.
I think you got it.
Yay! Okay, can I throw this deck away now?
In the saltiest way possible.
It's fitting that one of the OG cEDH commanders took game 1. Once Narset gets going, it's really hard to stop her. We have one more game for you today, but if you've enjoyed it so far, please smash the like button so that more people can see this craziness. Also, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, because we're going to do a lot of fun, crazy games like this in the future too. For Game 2, Jason's starting hand includes a Plains, Cavern of Souls, Jeweled Lotus, Silence, Boros Signet, with a Minato's Augury and Jin-Gitaxias Core Augur mulligan to the bottom. Ben's starting hand includes Cavern of Souls, Command Tower, Mistvault Bridge, Nurturing Peatland, Mox Diamond, Birds of Paradise, and Findhorn Elves. John's starting hand includes Ancient Tomb, Reliquary Tower, Steam Vents, Mox Diamond, Impending Disaster, Jessica's Will, and Apocalypse. My starting hand includes a Plains, Flooded Strand, Rejuvenating Springs, Arbor Elf, Mystic Remora, Reclamation Sage, with Taiga mulligan to the bottom. Alright, get a big drink of water because this next game is going to leave you parched.
Draw. Plains, pass.
We'll draw. I will start with a Manned Tower, and I'll tap it for a Bird Paradise. And then I will play Mox Diamond. I'm going to get rid of a Mistvault Bridge. I will tap the Diamond for a Mystic Remora. Pass.
Let's draw. I'll shock in a Steam Vents. Pass the turn.
Draw. Play Rejuvenating Springs. I will also play Mystic Remora, not paying.
Draw.
You guys are sick.
Your turn.
Draw. I'm going to do Cavern of Souls on Human. Make a questionable decision and cast Boros Signet. Not paying for either.
We'll draw.
I'll pass.
Untap, I will pay for Mystic Remora. Draw for turn. I'm going to play a Polluted Delta, and I will crack it down to 39, and I'm going to go get a Tropical Island. Not shuffle, because I'm going to then tap 3 to cast a Spell Seeker. Then I will search my library for instant or sorcery card with a converted cost 2 or less. I'm going to get Neoform, and then I will pass the turn.
At the end of Ben's turn, cast the Mystical Tutor.
You're not paying.
No.
I'll offer Gamora.
I will expropriate on top of my library. I will untap and draw. I'm going to cast a Mox Diamond and not pay, discarding Reliquary Tower.
Draw.
Play an Ancient Tomb, a Jessica's Will. I'm going to have 7 red. I'll use 2. Play Jhoira. Use 2 of it. So go to 5 and suspend Expropriate with 4 time counters. And then I guess I'll use the last 5 to cast Apocalypse. So removes all permanents from the game. And I discard
Remora
my hand.
Trigger.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead, Carlos.
Draw for turn. Let's play a Tropical Island. Tap it for a Arbor Elf. I will discard for turn. I'll discard 2 lands and pass.
This is gonna be great, guys. Untap. Oh my goodness. Okay, Misty Rainforest. I'm gonna go ahead and play this now because there's no more fishes. Jeweled Lotus. I'm gonna get a Island and Plains Tundra, and then I'll pass.
Draw for turn. I will play a Nurturing Peatland, and I'll tap for a green, which will cost me a life. And then I will Findhorn Elves. I'm gonna card Nether Void. With that, I will end my turn.
I'll untap and draw a Fable Passage. Go ahead, Carlos.
Untap. Draw.
What
I'll
are you
just
bluffing
crack.
with? Just crack now.
I'll play Mana Confluence for land return. A 3 and Reclamation Sage that Jeweled Lotus.
In response, I'm gonna tap it for 3 black mana.
That'll be my turn.
Draw. Mountain for turn. Pass.
See, if I left you with that,
I told you.
that would have been one
Told
turn
you,
away
yeah,
from
my whole
Narset.
game plan is keeping bad hands with Jeweled Lotus, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
I will get Cavern of Souls for turn. I guess I just say Elemental. I'll tap a colorless, and I'll play a Soul Guide Lantern. So when it enters the battlefield, I can get exile a target card from a player's graveyard. I'm going to get rid of Jeweled Lotus, and then I will battle for sure Esther.
Untap. Tick down a time counter. Draw a card. Chuckle. And pass.
Untap, draw. I will play a Flooded Strand as land for turn. I will play a Neoform. In addition to cast the spell, I sack a creature, which will be the Reclamation Sage. I would search for my library for a card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sack. Yeah, so it'll be 4.
I'm gonna Flusterstorm Neoform.
You're gonna.
You could tap out and save it, couldn't you? Because there's storm counts 2 for each other spell. There's
Yeah,
2.
Yes,
copies.
I try. I will go get a land. Volcanic Island. Try and pay the 2. I think I get Grand Arbiter. Having to tap out means that is my turn. I'll pass.
Tap, draw. I'll go ahead and crack this now. Paying a life, and I will get a blue-red land. Volcanic Island. Yeah, I'll pass after that.
I tap 2 black and a green, so I'll take 1 damage, and I'm going to cast Entomb. Put his Cradle to my graveyard. I will untap off turn. A Womp. I'm going to cast Life from below myself, tapping black and a colorless and then a green. I'm gonna return some lands to my hand. Last turn.
I will untap, kick down to 1-time counter, draw for turn, and pass.
I will draw for turn. I'll cast a Spell Seeker for 2, and I'll get Mana Drain. And that goes to my hand. And I'll play Mountain as land for turn, and pass turn.
Untap, draw, pass the turn.
Tap, offer turn. I'm gonna put down a Polluted Delta, and I'm gonna crack it for 1. So I'll get the Breeding Pool. Shock that bad boy. I'll take 3 life total. I'm going to go ahead and tap for a green and a blue, and I'm gonna attempt to cast a Neoform of my own, sacrificing the Findhorn Elves. I wanted to play this card for a long time, but I'm looking for the Dolphy, the Waffly.
Oh, the
Void Walker.
Yeah.
Alright, with that, I will pass the turn.
Untap.
Ben, why did you do that, Ben?
I need something.
Yeah, but now maybe I can't Mana Drain it.
I'm casting Expropriate. I'm paying 1 for it.
Anytime you guys exile a card from now on.
Right, but if I counter it, then the Expropriate goes to his graveyard, and you can just cast it next turn for free.
I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to cast Veil of Summer. Myself have hexproof, and I'll draw a card right. Yes, it resolves.
I will choose time.
Let's just do time. You can have an extra card. Yeah.
I want to see what John can do with 4 turns.
Ben?
What the heck have we done?
Totally
I have
thought
4
that would work.
It's exiled, John.
Draw for turn. I
3 on the dice.
Untap.
play a command tower. Untap, draw. I will pay 2 for Serum Visions. Draw a
Sad.
card and scry 2 and put 2 to the bottom. Extra turn number 2, 2 remaining. Untap, draw.
Halfway there.
Training Center. I'll cast a Fire Diamond. Untap, draw. This is my 3rd extra turn. Draw. Soul Ring.
Fear Visions is exiled with a void counter.
Yes,
Sorry.
it is. So that's in Ben's Void. 3 for a Mind Stone. And then my last turn, untap, draw, pay 6 for my commander.
I will attempt a Mana Drain.
All right, go ahead.
Draw for turn. I get 3. I'll tap for a green and 2 of the colorless for my other secret deck, Ramanop Excavator.
Renominate.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Play my commander. Holding priority, I will play a Flooded Strand in 4 life. Actually,
Yay.
it's supposed to lose 1 from the Confluence. I will sack the Flooded Strand.
Flooded Strands exiled with void counter.
Get a Savannah, I believe. And I'll get 1 of each color mana. And I'm going to use all the mana to play Emil the Blessed. And then I'll use the 3 that's left over to blink Spellseeker. I'm going to get Finale of Devastation. I will swing at Ben for 2.
I will take 2.
I'll be done.
Untap, draw, and I will pass the turn.
Untap, draw for turn. I will play his Cradle, Crow Mox, and I will get rid of this guy. Tap for 1 blue, 1 black, tap for a green. This will tap for a green, which will make him uncounterable, colorless, and a whatever. And I'll cast my commander. Oh, I actually can't do that because
you cost 7, yeah.
because of Grand Arbiter. Okay, so here's my swamp to play my Crow Mox. Crow Mox is untapped. Tap for a black and a whatever. And I'm going to cast Divining Witch. I'm going to sacrifice my Gilded Lantern to exile Carlos's graveyard.
Each opponent. Sad
No more.
day.
And with that, I will pass the turn.
Untap and draw. And then I will pay 4 for a Basalt Monolith. Go ahead, Carlos.
At the beginning of your upkeep, Carlos, I'm going to pay an extra and cast Silence.
Draw for turn. I'm going to attack Jason, and the rest of these will go at Ben, and 1 damage at John. I will pass the turn.
Untap, draw, and I will pass.
Oh, untap, off turn. So this is exactly 7 mana for an uncounterable Muldrotha the Gravetide.
With that on the stack, I'm going to blink Spellseeker with Emil to get Ephemerate. That's all.
I land for turn from graveyard using Muldrotha. Pass the turn.
Untap, draw, pay 1 blue, red, and 6 and cast Jhoira. I'm going to pass the turn.
At your end step, blink the Spellseeker again, putting Enlightened Tutor into my hand, and I'll go to my untap step, go now to my upkeep step.
I'm gonna cast my Voidwalker. I'll crack my fetch.
Lose life.
To the first blue-black I see, Overgrown Tomb.
Take
I
2
will-
damage.
Yeah, so 3 total. 8 for the silence.
Okay, so that's on the stack. Alright, so I will cast Ephemerate, targeting the Spellseeker. So come in, I'll go get a Swan Song. Cast it on the silence.
So I'm going to deflecting swat your swan song back to itself. Pay 1 for the privilege.
I will, in response, blink Spellseeker, and I'll cast Final Fortune. I will get a bird myself instead of Ben, and Ephemerate goes on for rebound. Now I draw a card for turn. All of it's Jason's silence, so I'm tagging you for everything, Jason. Well, I have an Ephemerate trigger. This will target Spellseeker. I'll just get Braid Freeze, draw a card for turn, and then I will Finale of Devastation for Dockside. Okay, Dockside comes into play, and I believe 5 treasures. And then I will show the loop, which is to blink Dockside with 3 of the treasures, and I'll net 2 each time for Infinite Treasure. Mr. Urza. There's a couple lines, but I think that's the easiest one because then I can just get back Finale and attack you guys for all the mana.
All the mana.
Even though Grand Arbiter Augustine IV wasn't one of the commanders, he still was one of the most salty legendaries out there. In the comments down below, I'd love to hear other legendary creatures that you think are the most salty, especially those that maybe aren't on the list, the top 100 list. Well, I hope you enjoyed that Brine Fest. We had a lot more fun than we thought we would, especially with all the salty cards. It makes a difference when you know it's coming, I guess. Either way, we want to do it next year as well when the EDHREC puts out their updated list, and we hope to do it on the Salt Flats next time too. If you'd like to see that happen, consider supporting us via Patreon. We have a $2 Ronin tier. You get access to our Discord, game nights, giveaways, and a bunch more. We have many other fun shows like this that we'd like to bring, but we can only do it with your support. Either way, thanks so much for watching, and keep it nerdy.
What are you doing here? You're searching for the orbs, huh? Here, take one. But you gotta go. She does not want us here. Go. Go now. Go!